but boy, I've had to get a lot more sleep lately.
Let's see. We're hooking up now. Okay, we're live on all the platforms, but let's give people a little bit of time to
Okay.
come in. So let me go over here and let me get this. Let's see how many people. So we got five, six. Yeah, let's just play the intro. We'll be right back. Welcome to the
Okay.
live. Welcome on the live and replay. We'll be right back with Victoria. What's happening, everybody? We got the beautiful Victoria Liljenquist is in the house on a special edition Sunday night. We've got some things to talk about. We were just talking about the energy of the last 24 hours. What I'd say maybe 36 hours. It has been one hell of a ride. That's all I can say. Somebody just sent me a note and said that they were opening up 5D, coming in, the downloads. And I said, yes, but my body's taking a beating at the same time. I don't know what's going on the last 36 hours. You mentioned something before the show. You mentioned something about getting rest and getting a lot of sleep. And I think that's a big deal. I know I'm very dehydrated. I'm drinking lots of water. I've eaten very little the last 2 days. It's all good. But so I kind of checked in, and I was basically shown like this, like we're wringing out all the impurities in the body, and I don't want to get technical here. I'm just saying that, whatever that means, that's being squeezed out, like, wringing out, something when you're trying to dry it, because our bodies literally are being accelerated again to match the frequencies that are coming down, which are coming down rapidly. I don't know. That's where I'm at. Where are you at?
Well, I totally agree with that. And I told somebody the other day that I felt like I'd been a helium balloon that somebody poked a needle in, and I just went shh. And but I've been getting a lot of trying to get more sleep. I have a healing practice, and I've had some outrageous sessions. One of my regular clients, they're my guinea pig, because I do this far beyond transformational light work on him, and his body was jerking for an hour and a half.
Wow.
I mean, like jolts of electricity. And he finally said, I don't think I can go any longer, I'm worn out. And I could feel it. Of course, variations of this have been happening with me for a long time, Todd. And, of course, I had my near death, and Jesus put his hands on me and kind of activated me more, and that was in 2013. And so I'm feeling a lot. And also, I think injuries that we've had a long time ago, all of a sudden show their gnarly head. I mean, you're going, oh my gosh, I haven't felt that one for 40 years or whatever. And it's because our body's moving into the light frequency, and we're moving out of matter and into light. And so, and by the way, you put your cell phone down, put it down, you leave the room, come back, it's not there. You walk around for an hour, you come back, and it's right there.
Yeah.
And that's because we are beaming up, and we're beaming back and forth. We're bilocating. We're out there. We're on the ship, or we're on the second Earth, and then we're coming back and forth. And one of these days, we're not going to have to come back to this boot camp.
Right. I mean,
Mhm.
that happened to me today, and I was sitting here. I've been working all day, just doing what I need to do off camera, and I was sitting here, and the same thing happened. Okay, I had a glass of water, and I drank the entire glass of water. I tend to do that. I can drink a bottle like just down. But I had a glass and I drank the whole thing. I didn't have any more water here in the studio. I drank the whole thing. I set it down. I did a couple of minutes of work. I looked back down and it was half full. And
Oh my
yeah.
goodness, I
And
love
so
it.
I know. And so I was like, okay, wait a minute. So I stopped and I took a breath. I checked in and I was told that we're rapidly uh, shifting, like you said, back and forth on these timelines.
And
And
manifesting too. I mean, we're
yeah,
just manifesting with the thought. What happened to your glass of water? I just have to say, back in '94, my car did that. It was down to a quarter of a tank. And when I went over this vortex in the mountains, it ended up being, uh, 3/4 full.
yeah.
It filled itself up. And I'm sure you've had that with you and Morgan on the road.
It's what I when a thing happened with the water today. I got the how do you verbalize this? But I got the message that what you've been observing or what's been happening, especially like the last 36 hours, like there was a big push yesterday, and I know it because it happened to me and Morgan, and then we both just kind of went our separate ways, and we've been in solitude, doing our own thing. She's working, I'm working. And then I went online to share to the soulogy group, as I do every day throughout the day. And I noticed the Schumann resonance was off the charts.
Yeah.
Sandra Walter did a post, an excellent post, one of the best posts I've read in the last 2 or 3 months, explaining what was happening. But the very beginning of what she was talking about, she said the Schumann's at 100. It's like maxed out. So I noticed it in people too, because a lot of people were talking about it. Yeah. So it's like it's happening. It's there was definitely like in that moment that that thing that happened with the water, I literally felt myself go back and forth. Like I almost saw it with my eyes, like the shift. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
yeah,
and we, we're experiencing also two dimensions at once. I mean, it's a strange thing because you're kind of watching yourself walk around and go through the motions, but you're out here and you're going, ah ha ha. And then, it's like, I don't know, I can hardly stay in my body most of the time.
that's what I'm
Uh,
saying. And it's like certain things are just dropping away. You know,
yes.
certain things are. I'm just gonna. There's 100 people in the house. I thought I should note that.
Oh, good.
Um, but yeah, like I was talking to someone today, one of my collaborators, and she was talking about she'd been watching this video or course on addiction. And I said, "Oh yeah, really?" And because yeah, well, I wanted to do it because I felt like I needed to. And I said, "Yeah." On that note, whether it be food or anything else, uh, we were told quite a few times in the last couple of years that certain things would just start falling away. Like
Mm-hmm.
you don't even have to give them. conscious effort, really. It's just your body's just not going to have it. You're just not going to want to do things anymore. There's certain things that are just falling away that are lower vibrational.
Well, and all of a sudden, things that used to give us joy, whether it be food or a certain
Mm.
activity, and we're just kind of, I don't know, it's very interesting. I
Yeah,
mean,
it is.
I used to have a whole plate of projects that I wanted to do. And, I mean, I've been getting some pretty strong messages I'll share tonight
Cool.
about that. And I think that people can relate to that. The other thing I noted on Facebook, I said, is everyone feeling like weeping a lot? And I call it relief weeping. It's kind of like after you pass the test, you're so glad it's over and you cry, or, you cry for happiness. I mean, tears are the healing waters of Christ.
Yeah.
And we cry for joy, we cry for relief, we cry because we're graduating. And it's very important that we honor that body weeping, because it's kind of like when you urinate. When you weep, the tears run down your legs. You have to keep running to the bathroom when you're weeping. And this is a very important thing that we need to be doing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I can feel it in the body more than anything. I felt
mhm,
nauseous most of the day. I felt
uh-huh.
nauseous most of yesterday. When I was sleeping last night and today, I tried to sleep until about 1 o'clock today, just to because I knew my body needed it. But every time I woke up, I felt nauseous. So I went and
Okay.
ordered a pizza. I went and ordered a pizza, and I ate four
Okay.
pieces of pizza. I was just looking
Yeah.
at Ginger and Reynolds' comment that her and Eric can't eat meat or anything dense. I feel okay because I hadn't eaten a lot. There wasn't a lot in my stomach, but I know I can't eat like I've been eating. And I don't know if it's permanent. I don't know if it's temporary. I really don't know. But
Well, you might take a couple of bites of the pizza and then you're done.
yeah,
And I do. A lot of people have been feeling dizzy, lightheaded, equilibrium stuff. Of course, I've been feeling that stuff for, I don't know, 30 years.
yeah.
But because I feel all the earthquakes before they happen, and I feel the volcanoes in my legs and all that kind of stuff. But I believe that the this vertigo thing that people are having, I think that's part of the density dropping off of our physical bodies,
Yeah.
because we are getting ready to do some outrageous cool stuff.
I feel like we are.
Fun.
I feel like
It's
we are.
fun.
I really do. I feel like I'm real excited
Yeah.
about this David Icke interview on November 18th because I've been, I always go and watch videos, different platforms and different channels just to see what's going on. And I don't know what was going on. I guess it was my higher self was kind of like leading me down the road. I never think about what I'm going to ask somebody or anything like that. You know what I mean? No matter who it is. I like it to be spontaneous. But all these pictures of us talking, and it's not about the show and it's not about David Icke or me. It's about the energy that's transforming and what's coming to the
Exactly.
surface. And the reason I'm excited about it is to be talking about what we're talking about with somebody who has that wealth of experience, where we start to kind of merge the disclosure, conspiracy, and light worker dialogues, and where the priority becomes the discussion of the I am soul. In other words, we know about all this stuff, but what about us? I haven't seen anyone out there, and I'm not saying because it's Soulogy, but I haven't seen a platform out there that is going deep and discussing every day what we're talking about right now. Everyone on here, look at the comments. Everyone on here is talking about their body fluctuations, what's happening, what they can't eat. They're tired, their equilibrium's off. All of this stuff is happening. We're transforming into the light body and into higher frequency. And I'm just really excited about having that discussion on a wider platform or with a wider audience, because I really think it's going to gain traction and it's going to become more and more of the subject matter in everybody's daily life all over the earth.
Absolutely, Todd. I agree. Amen.
Yeah, I really do. And for
Mm-hmm.
people like you, 30 years, and Morgan, 20 years. And, we had, what's her name? Leah from Australia.
Oh, she's a
Uh,
friend of mine. She's
oh,
lovely.
yeah, I can't remember her last name. Oh my God. Yes.
Italian.
Yes. Scotland. And she's, God, I can't even keep up with these messages. Thank you for all the messages. But she's like 30 years. And I'm going, wow, these people have been waiting all this time. And I think that's the result of that is the tears that you're talking about. They're
Well,
not,
she's been my friend for 30 years, Todd.
yeah.
I met her years ago, and we spoke on the phone. And I mean, a lot of it's wonderful, because the thing that I love right now is people that I have lost touch with. Maybe they came to one of my events, heard me lecture, or saw my movie, or whatever, and they're coming back and they say, "Hey, I'm on Facebook and I'm so happy you're here." And what a wonderful family reunion. I just love it. And I thank you and Morgan for all you do. I mean, the
Hmm.
sacrifices you make. And I'm making another donation to you today. And
Oh, that's kind of you.
I encourage everybody to do that, because it's, I mean, no one really knows behind the scenes just how much energy everything takes. So um, I just thank you so much.
Hmm.
And you always seem to contact me to come on, Todd, when I've had some really outrageous visions
I
and
know.
visitations and things, and I'm so appreciative, because it's very timely right now.
Well, there's something to that, because that's another thing that's happening too, is everything like today, my day today, my body was, I was just working kind of to keep, my mind off my body's discomfort, which I know is okay. The discomfort is part of the process, but everything was happening in perfect time, right? I was on one phone call and I had another one coming, and she called right when I got off that one. And even the conversations, everything was in line. Everything was organic and just fell in place. And that's what I was going to say about what your comment was. I don't do any of the scheduling. so but something possessed me midweek last week, to reach out to you, because I knew that I needed to reach out to you to come on. And here we go. And then I find out about, Jesus came to visit you and washed his hair in your bathtub. You got to tell us about. You got to tell us about this. You got to tell us about it.
Well, you want me to tell you now?
Well, we have plenty of time. I don't have anything else to
Okay,
do tonight. We can go
okay.
longer. We can go longer
Well,
tonight.
uh,
Whatever you want
here's
to start with is fine with me.
there's a series of things I'd like to share
Yes.
with you briefly. First of all, to just orient people that maybe haven't seen me before. Um, in '97, I saw the second Earth. I saw this body, this planet come right up and sort of melt in with us for briefly, and then I saw it move away, and people were in a frenzy of confusion like they are right now. I mean, world's gotten pretty crazy. And so that was in '97. Also in '97, when Princess Diana passed away, I had a panorama vision that morning, and I saw myself opening up the curtains and looking out, and the earth had made the shift. and all of the evil was gone. And I mean, the things that we love were there. We just didn't have the things that are not appealing there. So those were in 1997, and I've been a broken record for a long time, but I've continued to have visions that I want to share some of these with you before I talk about Jesus coming and leaving his hair for me. And one of them is October 16th in 2011. I had a vision, Jesus and Mary, and many of us were in congregating together in a circle. And then people kept showing up at the door. Knock, knock, knock. We get more chairs, we get more chairs. And I really feel, especially now, this October, that that represents the awakening. I mean, people are kind of waking up at the last minute, and they showed up at the door in that vision, and people are kind of, stepping up to the plate a little bit more now. And then the most recent vision is quite profound. And it was the 27th of September. Now, back in 2013, the 27th of April, Jesus came to my room in Park City. I was living up there for a little while, and put his hands on me. And I said, have you come to take me? Because I'd already died once. And he said, no, it's not your time, but it's humanity's time. It has been exactly 7 years. And in Revelations, they talk about the 7 years of tribulation. And, there's clues, there's things for us to look at. I'm not, a notorious scriptorian by any means, but so on the 27th of September, just 3 weeks ago tomorrow, I was in a vision, Todd, for 4 hours. I had gotten up at 4 and gone, got some water, and I went back to bed. And it wasn't a dream. I mean, you know the difference when it's a vision versus a dream. But they continued to press upon me and reiterate what they wanted me to say. And they even had some music in the background that kept repeating itself. And I think it was to kind of help cement this message into my consciousness so I could share it with humanity. And what they showed me is it went back to what I saw in 97 of us going to sleep and waking up, and we had made the shift. Well, they told me on the 27th of September, everybody is going. Everybody. And like people will say, well, my Joe or my Nancy, they don't understand. And don't worry about it. This is a gift that we have been given from the universe. We have never before has this earth gone through what it is going through now. And we are preparing for this grand event, this grand initiation celebration. And so they showed me, yes, everybody. Now, people say, well, they have free will. Well, they do have free will. But when they're in that sleep state, they're going to say, oh, yeah, I want to go. But even the people, this is what they stressed, even the people that we look at that we might not think are, very enlightened or on a good path, or they might be doing bad things. But they told me it is not for you to judge, Victoria, because people can be changed in a twinkling of an eye. And they are going to come along if they're if that's what they choose. And I think that that's why all this light body transformation. And I was filming my body in '94, Todd, in the closet. You can call me a closet case, but I had the camera up to my body, and you could see all the colors inside my body. So I know that my skin became transparent clear back in '94.
Yeah.
So I've been on this path for a long time. And so when people come and say, you know, I want to understand what's going on, I do understand. So I'm going to get to Jesus's hair in just a
No,
minute.
no, there's no rush at all. And I
Okay.
love what you said too, because it concerns me at times when I see programs, and like I said, when I research and get the frequency of different platforms and channels, and I see some of the comments from people, and they have a concern that they might not make it.
Right.
What's there to make, or that some people aren't going to make it. We had a great show the other day with the father and son out of Australia who are connected to Uluru and the
Yeah.
Aboriginals over there. It was very good. But part of what didn't resonate with me was there was a kind of like some are going to make it, some are not. And I know that everything's metaphoric, but one of the things that I remember over the last 9 years since I reawoke, first of all, in my own case, I remember writing in the first couple of years in my writing, I would always put, I am not leaving till the last lost, struggling soul comes home. But I also have come across many people in these 9 years who, in their own words, have said the same thing. So I got to believe that from the individual's free will to stay, to stay
There's
in,
nothing going to be here for them to stay on.
right, right.
I mean, that's the thing. People say, well, I'm going to stay in the trenches. I'm going to stay here and do. I go, that's fine. You can, I honor you where you're at. But what they told me, once again, on the 27th of September, everybody is going
Everybody,
to go to sleep.
yeah.
Everybody. Now, I don't know how long we're going to be asleep, if it's an extended sleep, but when we wake up, all the things that we have loved about this earth will be right there with us. I've already seen these things in my visions. I know what we're going to. And it's, you still have your goals, your dreams, your talents, your art, your music, your mountains and trees and rivers and the wildlife and the sea life. And see, oh, when Australia had the fires, Todd, I knew that they were transporting a lot of the wildlife onto the second earth.
Mm.
They've been doing this for a long time. And even cigar-shaped crafts, they can be flying over the ocean and they'll extract the droplets of water. In one droplet of water, they can create another duplicate earth. And there's many, many earths. And we have a second earth waiting, and it's beautiful. And it's not like you're going to be happy, because I've been saying we've been on this planet. There's beautiful things that have been here, but it's been a bit of a boot camp ride, and this is where we've done our lessons. And so anyway, I want to go to the next thing that's very, very important. By the way, um, on this side of me, you'll see a picture of Yeshua.
Yeah.
And a woman that had a near death, like I did, she painted this, and her name is Fern Hill. Thank you, Fern. She's in Iowa or Ohio. She's never met me, but I talk about her all the time. But she painted this painting, and when I had my near death in '81, and Jesus told me, you have to come back, and he pointed down and even told me San Juan, and I didn't know what that meant, and I'm in the San Juan Mountains now, so I understand. But when I saw this painting, I knew that that's who I saw. And he was showing us all of the earth changes that are happening now. And it's interesting because when one thing comes up after another, like a Hurricane Harvey or, Puerto Rico, I'll go, oh yeah, I remember him showing me that. So then I kind of go into this autopilot of deja vu. I remember that. So back in 2018, I went to Sedona for 10 days. I'm probably going to sneeze because spirit, sometimes it's a body signal. So if I sneeze, it's okay.
That happens to me.
Anyway, I was in this condo by myself for 10 days, and they were taking me up twice a day. I'd be trying to go shopping or go hiking or something, and they'd say, no, go put your purse down, put your keys down, we got to work with you. So this went on for 10 days, and on the 9th of September 2018, I was out filming, and there was talking a huge ship over, was in the village of Oak Creek. But some people don't know, I had a really serious brain injury a few years ago, and you're saying, oh, that's why she's so strange. But anyway,
No,
but anyway, I
we're all
was
strange.
trying to film with my cameras, and I was having a hard time because it had affected this side of my head and my eye and stuff. And I just threw the camera down and I said, I'm sorry, you guys, I can't do this. And I went in and went to bed. It was about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was taken. And I remember everything. I was taken onto the Nordic ship, and I sat with this glorious, tall Nordic being, and he held my hand and he stroked it, and he says, don't worry, Victoria, it's okay. You don't have to worry about filming, and you also don't need to worry because all of the benevolent races are uniting to come and assist Earth. So worry not. And he told me a few other things about people in my life. Don't worry if you haven't found your mate here, because the companions are going to embody, physical form, and they're going to come and be with different people that have been on a solo journey for a long time. So little did we know how crazy these things would get. But so the Nordics told me that, and it was as real as you are.
Yeah.
Well, I happened to be in a hotel room because I was having issues with a fridge that was making my heart fibrillate because it was ticking too much, and that's how I died in surgery, was with that. And so I went to a hotel, and I didn't realize, but it was on the 9th of September 2020. So I did my report about the Nordics, and I set my shampoo and everything, my frankincense and myrrh soap that was dry. It was very dry. And I set it there on top of a little Ziploc because I like to take nice baths. So I had everything setting up right there. And in the morning, I went to get in the bathtub, and the bar of soap was wet, and it had all of this black, dark brown, blackish hair wrapped around and around and around and around and around this bar of soap. It was a little freaky. Took me a few minutes, but I thought, well, that's the only soap I've used for 20 years because it's Christ sent and he's very close to me. And so I thought, well, he decided to wash his hair with the frankincense and myrrh, and he knew this would mean something to me. And so I unwrapped the hair. I even showed it to the hotel because nobody had been in the hotel with me, and I live alone. If it would have happened at home, it wouldn't have mattered. But so I know that he came as a witness to me that everything that I've been shown is on track. The divine plan is on course, and I need not worry about, am I doing it right? Am I saying it right? And the other thing is that I have children on the ship. I went through a whole bizarre pregnancy years ago, 27 years ago, and I have twin sons on the ship, and they look like the children of Peru. They come through the seed of Abraham and Moses, and their names are Jacob and Joshua. Well, they came to me in 2002 in the middle of the night. I was in Rocky Point visiting, and they said, Mom, guess what? We know when Jesus is coming. And I said, well, that's really interesting. I know Jesus well. And when is he coming? And they said, November 22nd. They didn't tell me what year. So, okay, so here I got the hair. He came to me on the 27th of April 2013, the 27th of September, and he came and he left his hair. So I felt like that was a beautiful witness, and he talks to me a lot, but he's very, very excited about us moving forward with these things. Do you want to show the hair?
I was showing it while you were talking.
Oh, you were?
I showed the
Oh,
bar. I showed the bar of soap, and I showed the hair. Yeah,
okay.
I was showing it. I
Oh,
didn't. I guess you couldn't see it, but I was showing it.
oh yeah,
Everybody,
because I don't see you. I
you
don't
don't.
get.
You don't see me.
No, I can't see you.
That's strange. I
You're
don't know why that's
you're a
happening.
figment of my imagination. I hope
Oh,
it's
okay.
okay. It's all right. But I'm glad you were showing the hair. So these these things are profound. And one thing I want to share, they gave me a whole list of things that they wanted me to bring up, and that is, see, a lot of us, Todd, we came from the future. We we came back into this timeline to help. But they'd say, well, how come you're not worried? And how come you know that the outcome is going to be fine and it's all going to work out? And it's because we came from the future. And I know a lot of the people around the planet, the audience on Facebook, the internet, and we know who we are. We came from the future. And so we don't sweat it. We say, hey, it's all going to work out. I know it might look kind of gnarly and crazy to you right now, but it's going to work out. And I wanted to read you some words because these are really important. Stuart Wilde, do you remember Stuart Wilde?
I don't recall.
Well, Stuart Wilde wrote a lot of metaphysical books, and I don't believe he's alive now, but he wrote a whole musical back years ago, 2005, and it's called Violet 19. And
Yeah.
I've been posting that quite a bit on my Facebook, some of the songs. And but I love the words to this song, and I just want to share. Even though on earth I've grown, my people come from a galactic home,
Mm.
looking up at each night sky. I see my homeland drifting by. Sometimes I cry, and I feel this myself. Ancient spirals mark the place of evolution out in space. Come on, children, let's go home. I'll carry you back to the pain-free zone. I'm going home. Carry my heart to the pain-free zone. Carry me back to my galactic home. Nestle my soul in the violet ray, embracing the golden light, come what may. We're going home. They told us we had to come to give the world the sacred hum. From the temple of the glowing sound come moleculars of love abound. Carry my heart to the pain-free zone. Carry me back to my galactic home. Nestle my soul in the violet ray, embracing the golden light. Come what may, we're going home.
Wow.
And this song plays in my head all day long. I tell you, you can't really order the album. You can get it, a used version on. But Celia, her singing voice sounds a lot like mine, because we're both Scandinavian, and it's beautiful. But I just embrace everybody and say, each and every one of us has been holding the Olympic torch. We've been going the mile, and we're almost there. And they started telling me in July that something huge was going to happen this month in October. Now, I'm not saying that it's the same thing they say it's going to happen on December 21st, but I don't listen to other people's videos and channelings, because I get my own information, and I don't want to get cluttered with anything else, so
Absolutely.
that I can be pure and clear. And but with channeling from Celia Finn, she said, October 31st to the 11th of November, things could happen. So we know we're in this window. And this is why it's so divine. And thank you so much for having me on, because I just feel that this might be my last interview. I don't know, but I'd love to do more, but I feel that we're going to move to another timeline, and the things that they have shown me, I've seen the congregation, the orientation, and I have to joke and say, well, I'm going ahead to make the banquet for humanity. They're coming to dinner. And I am an ambassador and I am a commander, but I don't throw that around. I mean, we all have very high ranking. We don't realize.
I don't think there's anyone on the earth that doesn't, to be honest with you.
We all are. I mean, we are here, and we're here in this glorious time of, we chose to be here in this moment of time. And so, hey, party on.
That's right. And a couple things, because this is what you're saying is all resonating. One is these dates, even 12/21, even though on 12/21 there's 6 planets lining with the sun and the moon, and it hadn't happened in 6,000 years. If we've learned anything, we've learned one thing, and that is everything happens in the energetic field first.
Exactly.
So and we've all gone there. We've all gotten downloads, and we think, oh, it's going to happen right now. That's why I've been saying for 2 years, we're going to launch our website network, which is actually going to happen very soon, by the way, sometime
Oh
in
yeah,
the first couple of
cool,
weeks of next month before the Ike interview.
awesome,
Yeah, I
congratulations.
was working on it today. Thank you, Marina, so much because she's done an incredible job. But
Uh,
but we get these downloads and we go, oh, this is going to happen right now,
we
and
just don't know. We
you
just
don't.
don't know. We have to stay in the moment, stay in the joy, and know
Yeah.
that the divine plan is on course. And that's all we have to know.
Pamela Johnson's going to pick the dance music, and I'm going to pick the libate.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick the libations.
Oh,
The
Pamela's my
Archangel
sister.
shots with Michael at the happy hour.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if
Well,
Pamela's in charge of the music, I'm definitely going to have to get grease my wheels before I can get out there and start dancing.
well, it's, I just, I mentioned the word graduation because, we enjoyed our journey through our class years. And then we were excited to graduate, but we were kind of sad of who we might not see again. But I promise you, I, as sure as I live and breathe, I have been shown that the parallel reality is part of this new earth that we're merging into, and our the beloved family, our friends that have passed on, they're there waiting. Our animals are waiting. My dog's waiting. Um, I mean, he sits and guards the tube that I sleep in when I'm flying around at night. People have that and seen that in dreams. They see him sitting by the tube, and he passed away years ago. And so, I just want everyone to know, stay in the love and love yourself. It's okay to love yourself and forgive yourself for what you might not have done right then, or this is all, there's no mistakes, there's only lessons learned. And it's it's time, and I do believe it's very close, Todd.
Yeah.
I do. um
Well, yeah. There's something. I mean, somebody wrote a post today. I think it was Jen Reynolds. She was on here earlier, and she wrote, "I don't think anyone knows what's going to happen because everything's changing so fast.
it
Like
is
it is. I mean, everything is moving
speed of
so fast."
light.
And so many people have come on here and said that. They've
Yeah,
said from their own connection with infinite intelligence that we're just moving the ball quick. So, but yeah, it does feel like something is very imminent through these last 2.5 months of the year. And maybe it's 2.5 weeks, and maybe it's 2.5 days. And I just want to restate what you said about forgiveness, because we're all still shedding skins. We're all going through major energy infusions and accelerations, and that's very can be very difficult on the human. So we can forgive ourselves anytime, in the moment,
anytime.
for anything, regardless of when it occurred, whether it was 5 minutes ago or 50 years ago. You know?
And we really have to have a lot of compassion for people. It's easy to become impatient, and but we just, I mean, with all of the issues that everyone's dealing with, whether you're standing in a restaurant and somebody says, "Well, put your mask on," or "Your mask is hanging below your nose," or you know, uh, and you could get kind of snippy back with them, and you just, say, "Oh, where are you folks from?
Yeah.
Welcome to Pagosa." And just try to, I just feel that so many people through their whole life, they want to be right. They feel like they
Yeah.
have to be right.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, I don't know. my picture of reality might not be exactly what other people have, and I don't expect people to embrace it, but I think a lot of people do.
Yeah.
And I appreciate where each person is coming from. And I think at this point in time we just have to become one. We have to really be in the love. We have to walk it, talk it, feel it, breathe it, sleep it, eat it.
That's right.
and and because it is, we we have been chosen to be here in this great and glorious time. And I've known, I've seen for so many years, and I'm so grateful that it is where it is right now, because it does feel very close. And whatever it is, whenever it is, I know it's going to be beautiful, just like when I was with Jesus and Mary and everybody was showing up at the door. I mean, that was 2011.
Yeah.
I saw that. So, um, but Todd, you and Morgan, you've had quite the journey with buying this, or not buying, having this bus given to you,
Yeah. Well, no, that beautiful
and
lady, Deb, and hello, Deb, and thank you. Yeah. But that's, and you know, I did a
the
video.
miracle. Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, well, that's what we are, right? We're all miracles,
Where
and we're
every every miracle. I watched you driving the bus
yeah,
and sharing the story, and I was just so tickled
mm,
to hear how it all came to be. And we have miracles around us every day, and sometimes we're thinking too hard about what we're going to do tomorrow when we miss the miracle of today. So it's uh
yeah,
it's a good thing to just stay calm, stay in the moment, and get your sleep. I actually got 10 hours the other night, which is unbelievable. I don't ever get to sleep 10 hours, but I don't think I was in my body, Todd. I think um, because the ships are coming every night. Oh, you want to show? Did you show the picture of the ship?
no, let me pull it up.
Oh, let's pull that up. Um, you know, uh, I've been filming since 1994, and I've also I was taken onto a ship, a cigar-shaped ship, and when I came back, my friend was still waiting for me. He'd waited for 8 hours. And I said, "Weren't you worried?" And he said, "Well, they told me they'd bring you back." But I had walked into the field, and the fog came between us, and he saw a gold ship, a gold orb coming over the fog. So he knew that I had left. And then I was gone 8 hours. I sat with the council on this cigar shaped craft. And then all of a sudden, I'm walking back to his car, and I see this cigar shaped craft.
Is this it right here? Is this it?
This is not it, because I
Okay.
didn't have a camera with me then.
Oh, I
This was
got you. I
in
got you.
this
Okay.
was in 1994. But
Oh
that
wow.
that cigar shaped craft, it disappeared behind one single pine tree, just like that.
Yeah.
But what you're looking at right now, this last spring, I was staying outside town in the mountains. My friend had gifted me a place to stay until it was. I moved back after taking care of my friend with cancer, who, by the way, is doing fabulous.
Far out.
Miracles. I mean, her cancer numbers down to 50 and 40s normal. So she was on death's door, and we turned it around. But I came back and I was kind of bouncing around. So I was out in this home, and I was sitting on the couch, and that ship you're showing right now popped into the window. So I jumped up and filmed it. And, so many people are getting wonderful encounters. They're getting the will within the will. They're getting, you know, the Sirius star. And I mean, it's a wonderful time. And I'm so happy to see that um, we have the technology with these amazing phones and with new cameras too. But to be honest, I like my phone better than the cameras, and that's what the Nordics told me. I got this Samsung Galaxy 2 months after the Nordics told me I didn't need to worry about filming. It just kind of fell into place. So there's lots of fun things to do. I'm just looking at my notes, see if there's anything I forgot to
So yeah,
say to you.
while you're doing that, I want to make a point too that well, on one hand, it, I guess we know that we don't have to go like you were saying earlier. We want to be right, or we all have to follow our guidance and our missions and purposes as we're moved to do it. But for me, it's like I feel like we're having this coming out, and it's a coming out of the the conversations such as occurs on these shows, the subject matter, and I just want to like walk up to people, and I'm not attached to it. Don't get me wrong, but I just want to walk up to people and say, look, you believe, you have believed these things, this religion and this nationalism and this and that and this and that. Now it's time to believe in the I am soul.
The
Now
I
it's time.
am that I
Yeah,
am.
I am
Yes,
that. Yes.
absolutely.
Yes, we've
Absolutely.
tried everything else. And I'm excited because I see this whole thing being an integration of the non physical and the physical. And
Yeah.
now I'm starting to see this manifestation at Soulogy. And there's Soulogys and there's Victorias and there's Todds all over the world that we don't even know. But it's happening. And what's
Absolutely.
happening is it's starting to have physical matter attached to it, groups, small cells of people getting together, doing light language and all this stuff. And I feel like it's going to become mainstream. Like, I don't know what that looks
Oh,
like.
that's part of what we'll be engaging in once we move on to the second Earth.
There we
I
go.
mean, all of this beautiful stuff. I mean, we're already doing it. It's just that the difference is that when we go to sleep this one particular night, when we wake up, we won't be coming back to anything that's difficult. We'll be having our celebrations, and this is where the all of the healers, the helpers, that's where they're going to be needed, because some people are going to wake up, Todd, and they're going to go,
What the hell's going
where am
on?
I?
Yeah,
What's going on? Because they might not be quite there. And that's where the healing work,
yeah,
the teaching, the classes, the language of light, all of those things, and instantaneous manifestation. I mean, they've
yeah.
shown me we will want for nothing. We will be healed. There's no disease. There's no death. And I mean, what can't we be excited about?
Exactly. Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense too, because anyone that's had any experiences in what I will call the astral, like say
Yeah,
between third dimension and fifth dimension. And I've talked to a lot of people that have, but one of the things that you come to understand, because there's a lot of us have worked with souls stuck in between and help them get to the other side, so to speak. And
absolutely.
one of the things that you learn and even or take part in is what you just said there, that when these souls hit the fifth dimension or whatever that is, uh, they do need, they're surrounded by helpers and teachers because they're
Hmm.
still foggy as to what's going on. So I can see where that what you're saying would hold, because it would be it would be necessary, you know.
Well, it is, and that's why uh, you know all these beautiful souls that have been on on their missions to assist humanity. It's just going to continue on. And oh, and then, well, this, they just said to me they want me to talk about this. We will do this transition, and those people that have a desire to go to their respective planets, and maybe not hang out on the second Earth all the time, but there's going to be all of this intergalactic travel, so people can do anything they want.
Yeah.
And some people are going to say, well, I want to go live here, or I want to be all over, or I just want to be with Source. And my connections, I actually have a home on Andromeda in Chaldea. And but right now my sons, they're on the ship working with the other children that are getting ready to inhabit the new Earth. That's their assignment.
Wow.
But and it's been, I mean, it's been a long time. They're 27 years Earth time, and I've been very married to my mission, and I'm ready to kind of have a life.
You sound like you're
Because
going to check out. You sound like you're going to check out.
I'm going to check out. No, I'm not going to check out.
No.
Uh, no,
There's
not
a
at all.
there's a lot of
I'm
people.
ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'll go to the second Earth, and I'll be coming back and forth. But I also know that I'm going to be doing full time assisting with the Council of Light. And I know a lot of people that I visit with, they say, I'm ready to go home to my galactic home. And you will be able to do that.
Yeah.
But first, we have to go to sleep. And I call it going through the eye of the needle. And we can't do it holding hands. We each have to do it, and then we'll embrace each other's once we get there. And it's very clear. I mean, oh no, I mean, I'm dedicated to humanity, but I would like to, be in my relationship that's waiting for me, and be with my sons. And I do have 22 grandchildren in this dimension from raising 5 stepkids, but I have not really had much of a life with all of that. I've been dedicated to this healing, cosmic awakening journey. So it's been a glorious journey, and I'm so grateful to you, Todd.
Well, we're
So
grateful to you. You're you've been doing this a long time. You and your friend Leah and so many other ones, Pamela
yeah.
Johnson.
Well, since I was 5, I've known. I had very clear memory, um, and it's been lovely to just find all the family members, all the starseeds that are all over the world. And I'm grateful for Facebook. I know it has its, some people complain, but it's been a wonderful gift for me because
Absolutely.
it's been a platform, and with you, and I just know that there's great things coming. So I just give everybody a big hug and say, hey,
I
it's
think
here.
I think as the days go on, we're going to be giving ourselves a lot more credit. We've done an outstanding job. We just have had so much conditioning, so much programming, and so many loops playing in our head that it's taken us this long to really take a step back, take a breath, and realize, you know what, we've done a hell of a job. I mean, if
We
you look,
have.
if you look
Pat
at the
yourself on the back.
exactly,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that. And I am soul. I mean, if you look at, I was born in 1961. Now, the 60s were crazy, right? But they were nothing compared to today. If you only look at it from the human only aspect, there's no comparison at all to what's going on today. And yet here we are, like columns of light, like the columns of light that we are, holding down the fort. And we're actually receiving and transmitting, and we're all over the world. And I don't know what the number is, but it's enough. And there's more every day.
What you birthed with Soulology and 5D Speaks has been such a gift to humanity, and we appreciate you so much, and all of the other people that, like Paul Butler, that's doing his work, and Kelly Kay, and you know, there's just so many beautiful people doing the work. Lori Ladd, I love Lori Ladd,
Yeah.
and um, I mean, my experiences have been very innocent, very pure, but very clear and accurate for a long time. And I'm grateful, and I share the best I can. And thank you for letting me do that, because um, I know that all of us had a time when we didn't know anybody that might listen to us, or maybe, you know, maybe people didn't understand us. And we
Not
had, we had
1990. Not even in 2000.
1990.
I don't think you
Well,
guys.
that's when you were being a wild guy, right?
I still am a wild guy. But so, Victoria, one of the things that people like you have been able to do was to actually incorporate your gifts and your connection into, because you had to, into a livelihood. You had to still
Yeah,
pay your bills. And I
yeah.
want to say to you, how can we support you? Are you okay? I know you've had a move from Pagosa Springs down to southern Utah and then back over there. Are you doing sessions? What
Oh, yeah.
is there anything
Well,
that we can come to you for assistance and kill two birds with one stone and also support you with abundance?
well, I appreciate that, Todd. Uh, I stay extremely busy with my one-on-one that's here in my office where I am right now. Um, I do some telephone sessions, but I just need to say that um, people have to, some people might have gotten impatient because I couldn't help them, because my really busy time has been the last few months. Now it's going to kind of slow down a little bit, and I'll probably have more time for some telephone sessions. But you know, I I appreciate I appreciate what people want, and I still have my DVD, my movie. My website is victoriaslight.com. If people, I know people might not be watching DVDs anymore, but my DVD cost a lot of, I mean, I went to the international film festivals and won, and a lot of money was put into it years ago. And it's actually really good, and it's really uplifting and fun. So that's Encounters with Angels, UFOs and Divine Messages. And I have a second DVD that shows my encounters with the mothership and the Merkabah, Diamond Merkabahs. And I have a healing CD that, if people wanted to get that, it's Journey to Empowerment, Self Healing and Inner Peace.
Hmm.
And but the thing is, um, it's okay if people don't want to purchase anything. I mean, whatever if they want to make a donation, that's great. It always helps. Um, I came back to Pagosa, and COVID hit 2 days later.
Mm.
So I went from October to June without making any income at all, and
Wow.
because I was taking care of my friend. And so, but you know, universe, God's been good. My my clients here are helpful, and so you know, people can go to Victoria's Light, look at my website if
It's
they want to know the donation.
victoriaslight.com. Is that right?
And there's no apostrophe.
Okay, let me type it in. Vic-
Victoria's Light, and there's a wonderful film gallery. I have videos on there, but right now I haven't been able to find somebody to help me keep my website current. But I have like 57 videos on YouTube, so I have a YouTube channel, Victoria Liljenquist YouTube, and that's really fun too. So there's lots of good shows with you, Todd, and my encounters, and
Yeah.
um, so it's all good. And thank you for bringing that up. That's very kind of you. I um,
Well, you've done a lot for us. You've done a lot for humanity,
thank
and you're
you.
right. I mean, I know everything is. I mean, Morgan and I live it. We're whatever we need that day, it shows up, and
Yeah,
the more you let go, the more that flows. And I have to say, and I know
yeah,
she's on here, and she knows I'm crazy about her, but Pamela Johnson's the one that actually taught me that about 2 years ago, and she probably doesn't even know it.
uh-huh.
But when you let go and you just trust, it just happens. And I'm always told, just you know, keep going, just keep putting it out there, and we'll take care of you.
Absolutely.
And so one way or the
And
other,
and
it happens.
and I think, I mean, it's very easy for me to give. I donate a lot of time, a lot of healing to people that can't, afford it. And I'm making another trip to northern Utah because my brother's not well right now, and I'm a little concerned about him. And
Oh,
so, I'm the road angel that jumps in her car. I just, with my snow tires on in case it snows.
jeez,
but
unbelievable.
I just I love being of service, and it's such an honor. It's an honor to bless
Mhm.
to bless people and to touch people, because I mean, Jesus put his hands on me, and there's a lot of energy that flows from me, and hopefully it's coming from me through
Yes, it
the
is.
screen today. So
No
thank
doubt.
you so much,
There's
Todd.
no doubt. Did you want to do anything before we got off of here? I mean, do you want to do a
Say a little
prayer
prayer.
or a
Yeah,
song or whatever?
sure.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know. I guess I could sing a song, but
Well, you can
uh,
do a prayer or a blessing because we do feel it.
well, I want to sing. I've done it before, but I want to sing a verse of universe, and then go into a little blessing for our beautiful family of light.
Yes.
Universe, oh universe, we set our spirits free and promise now to share our lives in peace and harmony. We call forth upon the powers of the universe, upon our beloved Jesus Yeshua Sananda, Mother Mary, beloved Saint Germain, Babaji Kuthumi Il Moria, upon the Council of Light, the galactic family that supports each and every one of us, in very, very subtle, gentle ways. And we thank you for your presence in our life. We thank you for this journey, for the honor and the blessing to be here in this glorious dispensation of time, to usher in the great new second earth, which is of heaven on earth, which is of the highest frequencies, to embrace the I am, to embrace our cellular memory, to remember who we are through the eons of time and how we've come over and over again in these different life cycles to assist, to grow, to learn, to sacrifice, to be that light, that pillar of light for humanity, and to love and to forgive what has passed, letting go of what doesn't serve us, and embracing all that we are, all that we have been forever on our journey of remembering. And we bless the divine plan as it is on course, and we trust and know that it shall unfold in a beautiful way. And we bless those that are suffering, whether it's disease or heartache or grief and loss. We bless the children of humanity, for they are the new leaders of the new root race. We bless their special crystal souls, and we protect them, and we lift them up, and we bless those less fortunate that are suffering, and ask that they will be comforted and clothed and fed and lifted up. For as we join together in our oneness and we walk through this glorious door into our new reality, our new timeline, our heaven on earth, our new second earth, we celebrate in gratitude and humility and thankfulness for all that we have been given, all we have learned, and all that we shall offer unto the infinite oneness of humanity as we travel together. And so it is. Amen.
So it is. Well, if you ever want to see a living angel, just watch one of Victoria's videos. Thank you so much, beautiful sister. I look forward to the next time, whether it's on
Thank you, God.
this earth or the next one. But
Hey,
I
it will be glorious wherever it is, Todd.
that's right.
And all my love to you and Morgan.
Thank you.
And I'm going to be making a donation to your beautiful,
Thank you so
beautiful
much.
projects. God bless everyone. All my love.
Love
Be in
you.
peace.
Love
Love
you.
you. Thank you.
Peace out, everybody.